We're here at the Pool of Bethesda with my buddy, Rabbi Jason Sobel. He's becoming more than just a buddy. He's becoming my rabbi in some ways. But we're here at the Pool of Bethesda, which is the site of one of my favorite Bible stories, Bethesda. I'm assuming you have something to say about what that name means, because there's always something deeper behind these names.
Yeah, it's a combination of two words. Beit means house, and chesed, which means God's loving kindness. So this is the house of God's loving kindness, and this is exactly what this man who was crippled for 38 years experienced here.
So in episodes 1 through 4, we had Lake Week, which was the week where we were nervous because there was just so much to do and it was so challenging and complicated. And then in episodes 5 through 8, we had the healing of the paralytic scene, which was 5 days all in one spot. And that was super complicated, and I was really kind of nervous leading up to that. Well, for season 2, we have the Pool of Bethesda. It's probably the biggest scene of season 2. And that's one that's just been on my mind for months. I have some dialogue as they're walking in. Jesus lands at one point, and he says, "That's him." And Simon says, "Who?" And he's like, "The one who doesn't belong, he's sad." So we have a POV shot. I was thinking the Pharisees would be right around here, because Jesus kind of walks past them. We got lots of extras who are coming, and they got to run into a pool multiple times. We got to figure out all the logistics of that, because after each take, then they got to dry off. We've got a huge crane with a camera that's complicated, and we have to make sure that it can maneuver itself around this set. And then we've got the pool, and the water has to be warmed, and it has to bubble at the right times. We have to make it clean and color it, make it look more blue, and it's just super complicated. Because at the beginning of the shot, there aren't bubbles. It's like camera, bubbles, action. Today is my most nerve-wracking day, and so we're about to launch into it. The train is about to leave the station, and once it starts going, we can't look back. We just got to keep moving. This is it. When we say, when those bubbles hit, you've got to be shot out of a cannon, okay? Don't wait, don't look at others to wait for them. When you see those bubbles, it's aggressive. So especially those who are getting into the water, you're getting up and running into the water. And the rest of you who are crawling, same thing. When you see those bubbles, it is aggressive. Start moving immediately. Don't do it hesitantly. Don't do it softly. This is it. All righty? Yes, here we go. A couple of really amazing stunts and amazing scenes that we were able to capture, and we only had one take to do it because it was so cold. And when you send a bunch of people into this pool and they all get wet, you don't get to reset and then just do it again. We only had one take of some of these moments, and they all turned out fantastic. Our stunt crew is incredible.
Because we were dealing with cold temperatures and a bunch of movement over concrete, we had stunt players to be the invalids who tried to get to the water first. We try to use stunt people because we know how to safely do it and sell it, and if we get pushed onto him, we can land safely without hitting him too hard or hurting ourselves.
And this is a cool thing. It just kind of brings to life the realness and the desperation mingled with the hope and the faith that these people must have felt, right? We know how to step on each other.
Excuse me for one moment. Guys, it was amazing. Thanks again. There's one woman in particular, hold on, who came in last. Is that you?
Yeah.
Come here. Oh, that was amazing. She took a fall and got bumped and went all the way up to her neck. It looked like a stunt. It was amazing. So everyone did great, but I got to just give you a little bit of a. It looked like you didn't know the step was that long and just went complete.
I totally did the belly flop thing.
Yeah.
I thought I did anyway.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. Thanks, guys. Looked fantastic. Thanks for making that sacrifice for the show. Today's scene involved Jesus and multiple disciples with a bunch of extras. We've got beautiful, wonderful actor Dennis, who's playing Jesse, the person who's being healed.
The questions that Jesus asks, I'm not asking who did what for you or isn't helping you. I'm not asking who's getting in your way. I'm asking about you. And that's the hardest part, I think, for Jesse, is to turn around to see what part of his paralysis that he's responsible for, meaning his emotional, spiritual. He's chosen to stay in one place and not continue with his life. This is everyone's story, that we all at some point in our life feel stuck and we just get into a pattern. and we just become okay with it, and it defines us.
Will you take me to the water? Really, like, play up the energy there. Like, oh my gosh, are you gonna take me to the water? Like, this is really, when he says no, I'm having a really bad day, let that be more annoyed than sad.
Okay.
You know?
Got it.
Like, you've been through this routine before. Like, oh, come on, pal, move it along. That's what you're saying there. We've got to show him over the course of multiple years, so he's got to look older and then younger. Two different actors playing the same character over the course of 25 years. And so the makeup and the hair and the beard and the wardrobe all had to show the progression of 25 years, when in fact what we had to do was shoot in reverse. So you shoot them at their oldest first, and then you make them look younger. So you color in the beard, and on one actor you add a beard, and so you hopefully kind of have them meet in the middle. As the camera kind of gets closer, right, maybe at the edge of the pool, that's when you'll kind of just look over kind of sadly at that bush. Make sense? Otherwise you can kind of be just kind of don't look in the camera obviously, but you can kind of be glancing over here. And then when that camera gets close, up at the bush. We also had the arrival of Allah, who plays one of our key characters. Today showed up, and unfortunately, his very first scene was the most emotional scene of the season for him. And we started kind of right in on his close-up and just did a beautiful job. And I had literally multiple people come up to me and say, wow, the casting on this show is incredible. He's fantastic. At the very beginning, when there's a little more, maybe a little more energy, a little more buoyancy, a little more politeness, then I feel like that's going to help modulate the rest of it, because I think both takes you've come in a little gentle, and then that kind of sets the tone for the whole scene. And I think we want to play more variety. I think there needs to be different shades. Yeah, exactly.
And the switch is when he that's here.
Yeah.
That's when I get back on the other side of the fence.
Yes.
There's a time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. The land must be purged.
One of the points of the story is that Jesus, in the script at least, that Jesus did this miracle on Shabbat on purpose. And what we wrote into the script was that he was doing it near the end of the day. So he could have actually done the healing after Shabbat, and there wouldn't have been any rules broken, and it wouldn't have caused a stir.
Yes, the transporting of objects from one domain to another violates Shabbat.
He said to me,
Do you not see what just happened here? Why are you trying to make this about Shabbat?
he said to me, take up your net and walk.
Who did? Who told you that?
He.
But he's causing a stir on purpose. So that's been really complicated when filming this, is we have to get it during the day because that's when we have sunlight, but also try to, in the best way we can, indicate that the sun is starting to go down and that it's starting to get dusky. The other thing that I'm very considerate of while filming is that we film all these scenes out of order, of course. And I have to make sure that I am paying attention to the emotional and spiritual pacing of the scene, because this scene is one of my favorite stories from the Bible, and it's one of the most important scenes in the entire show. I've got to then remember, okay, this is where we're at spiritually in the scene with these characters, here's where we're at emotionally, here's where the audience is going to be. It's all a lot for me to think about, besides just the physical stuff, besides just the logistics of it. Again, for the next couple hours, heavy emotional scene, quiet scene. Let's really, in between takes, do our best to keep it down, activity-wise, jokey-wise, all that stuff. Just really be present for the next couple hours. That'll be very helpful to me and extremely helpful to the actors. So thanks again. Leave your life behind, this life of sickness, this life of disease. You're not going back there. And that has resonance for us 2,000 years later when we're leaving behind our life of sin or whatever vice we have. The stuff that we're getting is exceeding my expectations, which is always the case. This show continues to be better than I am. And that's a good and comfortable place to be.
Do you want to be healed?